Okay, so pause this. All right, so for anyone who doesn't know, anybody in chat is not familiar with, there is a channel called CoffeeZilla. So CoffeeZilla, and I'm gonna switch over to this channel. CoffeeZilla is he's a channel. So he does a lot of I need to so he does a lot of uh work he's kind of like a reporter. So he uh does a lot of stories. Yes, undercovering. Yes, exactly. He does. He focuses a lot on crypto. Like he's really big into investigating crypto, but he does do other technology-based scams a lot too. I've seen most of his stuff I've seen is involving crypto scams and NFT scams. Lee, I know he did a big thing on Logan Paul's Crypto Zoo debacle. Um, and I had seen a review of this, the Rabbit R1. Marquise Brownlee did a review of this. And overall, it was a pretty bad review. But I saw that CopyZilla was saying that this is a scam. I said, okay, you have my attention, sir. How is this a scam versus simply just being a bad product? So I'm really very curious as to how this is not simply just a shitty AI gizmo and how it's actually a scam. So let's find out. And 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Rabbit R1 is a tech product that has raised tens of millions in venture capital, promised the world.
Oh, I didn't know it raised that much money.
Worse, though, it's built on a scam that the founder is now trying to distance himself from. But, hey, where are my manners? I'm trying to be more positive in 2024. So let's...
Coffee. It's 2024. Not many people are positive these days. Although I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be positive.
Let's let this company introduce themselves at least before we say anything negative about them.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jesse, and I'm the founder and CEO of Rabbit. This is the Rabbit R1. I can speak or type with R1. I can also use R1 to call a ride. I can also use R1 to order food. I can also make R1 to a set of more complex actions. For example, if I want to plan a trip to London, I can just describe what I wish in full to R1. You can order the R1 now at Rabbit.
Okay, just from this sales pitch alone, it sounds like a scam. Because for $200, this little device can plan an entire trip for you through AI. That alone sounds like a scam. So this guy's not off to a great start yet.
Tech. And we are shipping Easter 2024.
Well, there you go. That's not so bad. You got yourself a standard tech guy in a black shirt promising the world Apple keynote background. What could go wrong? Oh, and I guess it's past Easter 2024, so the product should have shipped. So before we talk about the scam angle, let's briefly check in with tech.
Yeah, this is the video I saw. It is Marquise Brownlee's review of it. Sorry, Marquise, I didn't mean to stop on that picture of you. Sorry.
For how this AI assistant is assistanting.
The thing that you get at the beginning is like borderline non-functional.
Book an Uber to LTT Labs.
The rideshare status is currently unavailable.
Get me a ride.
Oh, I didn't know Linus Tech Tips did did that. It did a thing. I need to start watching more Blind Tech Tips. I usually watch a lot of stuff. I haven't watched this stuff lately. But he's also my Tech Tips. I don't know if you've watched any of his reviews on stuff. He's Canadian, if you didn't know. So I kind of have a little bit of leeway towards him. Well, and Wagyu, you are exactly right. You are exactly right, and I think Marquise Brownlee in his review says the same thing. I myself, when I was watching the review, was thinking the exact same thing. Your phone already does everything this thing is saying it does, and this is overall less functional than a phone. So you are 100% correct. Absolutely.
Ride.
Apologies. The Uber ride request couldn't be processed.
What is this?
You are holding a taco.
Oh, that's not good. I could give them a few lessons on positivity. Turns out, basically everyone in the tech sector tag teamed this product for being non-functional or plain wrong about things that Rabbit said the R1 could handle. Things just weren't working. But what if I told you that wasn't the biggest scam? That this company is built on something much worse.
Oh, don't tell me that they're doing data scraping and data harvesting too. It wouldn't surprise me, honestly, but I bet you there's some data scraping and data harvesting that they're going to be selling off for ads.
And now that I've been so cheery and positive, let's go down the rabbit hole and see what's under the hood. Yes, it's a bunch of rabbit jokes. So, the first thing we need to do is go to their webpage. The R1 is created by something called Rabbit Incorporated, but this company has a strange history. It was originally registered under a different name, Cyber Manufacture Co. In fact, they changed their name 2 months before their official announcement. And it turns out that name change is pretty significant because Cyber Manufacture Co. wasn't just like a shell company or the same company under a different name. They had separately raised venture capital for a completely different project. Not AI, it was for NFTs. Now, before you laugh, remember, this is 2021 when people took NFTs very seriously. According to a press release, the project was called Gamma, and it was at the intersection of gaming, community ownership, and Web3 buzzwords. What does that have to do with AI?
So, of course, they were doing NFTs. Of course they were. And I never got into NFTs. I never got into crypto whatsoever. I think crypto and NFTs writ large are a scam. NFTs especially are a scam, 100%. I think crypto is also a scam. Because having an unregulated currency means it is an extremely volatile currency. So, perfect example is I remember several years back, I'm pretty sure this happened to Bitcoin. Elon Musk made a tweet surrounding something. I don't know if it was Bitcoin itself or something else. He made a tweet, and the minute he made that tweet, the price of the Bitcoin plummeted just from a tweet. So you can't have a currency that's value is so volatile, you can't even gauge what its value is moment to moment. That does not make for a stable currency. So all of these crypto bros that are trying to say, oh yeah, this is the wave of the future. No, it's not. Because you can't have you can't have a functioning currency if it has zero stability to it. Otherwise you won't know if your Bitcoin will be able to buy you a brand new high-end sports car one moment or a loaf of bread the next moment. And that's one thing I've always had a problem with when it comes to these cryptocurrencies, but why I think they're a scam, why I don't think that they will work, is because of their unregulated nature. their value is so entirely nebulous it can't function as a currency. Crypto is big in the crypto space, but again, it's the value is so volatile. Cryptocurrency is essentially like the stock market now. It's not a currency, it's become another version of the stock market. So it's not a currency anymore. And I'm thinking that those in deeply into the crypto space know that it's now a stock. It's not a currency. So you should not be looking, if you are looking at getting into cryptocurrency, don't look at it like a currency, like a dollar or the pound or the ruble or the rupee. And I just used the Legend of Zelda reference there by mistake. But don't get into cryptocurrency thinking it has money. Think of it as a stock, because that is what it has become. It has essentially become the new version of stocks. NFTs, yeah, they're kind of still a thing, but not so much anymore. You really don't hear about NFTs anymore. They've kind of died off because nobody's making any money on NFTs. Not the people creating the NFTs, not the people owning the NFTs. That kind of thing has really died off in a big way. So I'd say crypto will still be around for a long time in its current form. There you go. Yeah, I mean, you played the stock market. Essentially, you played the 21st century version of the stock market. Thankfully, you made a teeny bit of money, but at least you didn't lose anything, which is always great. But yeah, if you're planning on diving back into it, treat it like you're buying stocks and not like you're buying a currency is the safest way to go. And even then, given its volatility, given how many scams there are in the crypto market these days, I would still be very, very, very careful in putting any money into the crypto market, realistically speaking.
AI? Well, not really much. Conversely, Rabbit today also sort of wants nothing to do with crypto. Their founder, Jesse, announces for Rabbit, "Let me be clear, quote, we will never touch crypto. Never." Okay, well, that's pretty strong, but given their whole past is built on crypto NFTs, it's a little strange. Now, when
And
Gamma
suspicious.
is brought up, Jesse doesn't really deny that he ran the project. He sort of makes it sound like it was no big deal, just kind of a thing of the past. Quote, "Gamma was a fun little project I was involved with during early COVID time. My main work is to build a Unreal Engine 5 space station themed game that I later open sourced. Yes, Gamma released NFTs and I bought a bunch myself just for fun. Never trade, never released any token or crypto coins, and I left that project once the game was open sourced." Well, there you go, haters. Case closed. It was a fun little multi-million-dollar project he did. He just built it on Unreal Engine. He may have sold a few NFTs, but he bought a few NFTs. So, it's not a scam. Please don't look into this. Please do not look into this. Is not a scam. Oh, some people may have looked into it. First, Emily Shepard, and then the writer and podcaster Ed Zitron.
Wait. I missed that. I need to see that again.
This is not a scam.
Thank you to Emily Shepard for her hard work in reporting parts of this story, as well as her assistance clarifying details related to Gamma and finding company dockets. Oh boy. Oh boy. This could be fun.
Oh, some people may have looked into it. First, Emily Shepard, and then the writer and podcaster Ed Zitron jumped in the fray with a great article. Now, I spoke to Ed, and he told me a very different story than Jesse about this Gamma project.
It's so weird, and it's the same company. And in 2021, they raised this $6 million, and then Jesse Liu, across several hours of Clubhouse that I subjected myself to, promised the world and more.
Now, I have to say, promise the world and more is slightly inconsistent with fun little COVID project. So I decided I needed to listen to these recordings of Jesse talking about Gamma
Yes, give us the
himself
recordings.
back in the day and find out who was really telling the truth. Jesse
Give us the
or
receipts.
Jesse?
I don't want to make Gamma, or none of us want to make Gamma as a hype and dump program. This is a legit team with millions of dollars of fundings behind. Basically, we're dumping millions of monies into it just to make sure that it will be a next level experiences.
Okay. I have to admit, it definitely sounds like Ed is right. This is sold as whatever the opposite of a quick NFT hype and dump project is. And this is where things get much weirder.
So NFT is only just the beginning, the very beginning of this. We probably think that the NFT part will only take, no more than 20% of the entire weight of this entire Gamma project. So after NFT, we have this huge, groundbreaking ideas about Gammaverse. Then after that, we have this, again, huge groundbreaking ideas about the clean energy versus Gamma Coin. And that, the chances that Gamma Coin become the first not only carbon neutral, but actually carbon negative crypto 2.0 or Bitcoin 2.0, I think that's completes the entire Gamma story.
Whoa. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, this Gamma project was one giant crypto thing. Not only were they doing 20% NFTs, but they're looking to mint their own crypto coin. So this was very much a crypto thing. Okay, let's see how this gets worse. Because at this point, it feels like I'm gonna take a guess that the rabbit thing is going to end up being a funnel for the crypto. That the rabbit they're going to try and sell off this rabbit, and the profits from that are going to get funneled into crypto, maybe, or maybe I don't want to speculate because now I'm going to be going off on a thing, and I'm going to leave that alone. Let's see what happens.
Hopefully now you're starting to see why I think it's strange for Jesse to claim that Gamma was a fun little project where he never released these tokens or crypto coins, when that's sort of what he promised. He told people he was going to release a carbon negative Bitcoin 2.0. And look, I know it sounds stupid now, but again, 2021 was a different time. And remember, Jesse had millions in backing. It's not hard to see how people took him seriously. He said it didn't matter how the NFTs did. He was going to execute. But where are those millions? The money raised from customers. When the company changed to Rabbit, where did it go? Did it go to develop Rabbit, a completely different project? I don't know. I'd love to sit down with Jesse and find out. What I do know, though, is that so many of the promises of Gamma didn't happen. And this is relevant to the R1, not just because this project is built on the skeleton of that scam project. It's also because the R1 was overhyped in a similar way as a do-it-all device. But this same company isn't some historyless company. They have a history of abandoning investors like they did with Gamma NFTs. I mean, Jesse even told people who were worried about the NFTs, don't pay attention to that. It's all going to work out. You just got to be a true supporter.
I would suggest for our true supporters, do not pay too much detail about the current NFT mechanisms, because that doesn't matter.
Don't believe your own lying eyes, chat. Don't believe your own lying eyes.
I can safely say that even if the entire NFT project completely failed, which I don't think that's the case, we're gonna still push the Gammaverse, and we're gonna still push the clean energy and Gamma Coin happen using our funds.
I cannot emphasize enough, that was a lie. That never happened. The clean energy Gamma Coin never got published or built or launched, even though Jesse said they were going to do it. They had the money. By the way, we all know it's vaporware, but I think it's important to really hear him sell it because this is the same guy who wants you to take him seriously when he sells you the future of AI. Take a listen to the whole vision really laid out.
Gamma coin, which is basically Bitcoin 2.0, that is 100% generated by clean energy.
Oh, so now they think that they're going to become the next Bitcoin 2.0. How many tech companies have tried to say that they're the next Bitcoin 2.0, I wonder? And have all failed miserably and turned out to be scams? Yeah. Yeah.
And we did the math, we did the calculations to where if you own over 1,800 milliwatts of clean energy generation, that means you will have extra generated electricity that you can donate back to city grid. So the general concept is, let's say if you own a Gamma NFT, that means you own the equal portion in valuation of your NFTs at that moment of that clean energy grid that we started building in the real world. That means you own that power, that portion of the clean energy solar panels that generates that power. And that means you own that power. And that also means that you own that portion of that power, and that power will be used to generate Gamma coins. That means you can earn your Gamma coins out of this entire clean energy cycle.
This just sounds like a whole bunch of technobabble gobbledygook. So, what this guy is trying to say is, it's almost sounding like he's talking about the clean energy, the extra megawatts that you get from clean energy that you dump back into the grid for power, very much like how if you have cleaner green energy for your home, wind or solar, if you use that to supplement your energy, the way a lot of electric companies work is if you have wind or solar supplement your energy, the wind or solar devices will charge up a battery. And yeah, exactly. He's waffling because he's talking about like the extra energy that's built up into the batteries of your clean energy devices on a home that gets put back into the grid, which is what would be used to lower your electricity bill. He's making it sound like that electricity getting dumped back into the grid would be used to mint a coin. But that's not how minting a crypto coin works. A crypto coin is minted using data. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's talking about using that extra electricity being put back into the grid to power the computation, the computational power needed to mint a coin. But that's not how he's putting it. So he's definitely waffling about throwing a whole crap ton of technobabble to try and wow the listeners or prospective customers. And anytime someone does that, it's a scam. And obviously we're about to see how.
All right. Let's try to suspend our disbelief for a second here and figure this out. Basically, he's saying buying NFTs somehow would build a clean energy grid, which you would sort of co-own, which would make clean tokens, sort of the thing. And look, I know that sounds a little insane, but the funny thing is, it's sort of the most sensible part of this project because, as I learned, that wasn't even close to the end of it.
They were saying there was going to be a storefront on, I think, Fairfax Avenue across from Supreme in LA. They were going to do a comic book. They claimed there's a Discord
comic book?
Yeah, they said a comic book, a TV show, an MMORPG, and at one point, yes. And then Jesse Liu at one point said that the future of this thing you would control using your brain logic. It is insane.
Am I the only one who doesn't know what brain logic control?
So I will say brain logic is probably that's a reference to Elon Musk's Neuralink, without a doubt. He's referring to the concept of the Neuralink. He's just calling it brain logic because obviously he doesn't want to use any product terminology that Elon Musk has used or project labels. But I guarantee that's what he's talking about. He's talking about using the whatever he thinks he's going to come up with that's like the Neuralink. And all I have to say is, nerve gear when, please.
Is, look, when I first heard this, I thought this cannot be right. This project is already crypto plus NFTs plus clean energy plus comic books. Surely they aren't going to wrap in AI as well, right?
The ultimate goal is that each NPC will be powered by AI algorithms, and then you will be interact directly with them using your natural language and your brain logic. I think that will be the ultimate goal. And when I say ultimate goal, I don't think that's like a 10 years plan. I think, in the next couple of years, we might just have a very good chance to achieve it.
Oh, he did. He promised it in 2 years. Okay.
He actually did mean brain logic. He talked about just interacting with NPCs in some mythical game using your own logic. How does that even work?
Well, why not toss in AI to the buzzword salad? In fact, I guess it maybe relates it more to Rabbit. Maybe we do have the connection, right? The brain logic interface is the connection. I mean, why not just make it the Matrix while you're at it?
I mean, it surely is a Matrix to my extent and to the original concept of the Matrix, that you will be reborn with your alter identity in this metaverse, and whatever you do in the real world matches the exact consequences in the digital world.
Okay, did this man just do the if you die in the game, you die in real life, unironically, while selling NFTs? The answer is yes. And my only follow-up question is, if you get scammed in the metaverse, do you get scammed in real life in this world too? Look, I'm not here to stump for the bigwig venture capitalists who lost their faces on this. At the end of the day, these are both consumer-facing businesses. They got real people to invest real money into both the $200 Rabbit R1 and into this Gamma NFT project. Both are overhyped. One just already didn't deliver what they promised, while the other is working on fixing it. So, what can be done here? Well, for one, the minimum is that the Gamma NFT holders should be refunded the money they spent.
Yes.
I mean, this isn't even my crazy, wacky suggestion. Jesse suggested it himself in those Clubhouse calls.
And I better pay my money to collect your NFT back if you think this is just an NFT hype and dump project. I have to say that. So the communities will have my words. Anyone that is not envisioning the Gamma to the stage 2 or 3, just want to make a couple of E's out of stage 1, reach out to me. I will buy your NFTs. Okay, I will buy your Gammas and get a fuck out. All right?
All right. We'll take you up on that.
Thank-
Yes, I got a haircut. So I reached out again to Jesse about these refunds, but he didn't respond again. The Rabbit team did, though. They told me Jesse would not refund investors. The quote was out of context. The project was never abandoned. It was actually open sourced. What does that mean? Well, Rabbit claims the Gamma team delivered everything they promised in 3 stages. The one problem is the 3 stages they gave me aren't the 3 stages they promised. The metaverse, by the way, they said they created too, is not a metaverse. It's an Unreal Engine project file that I downloaded to play. It's based on a starter game called Lyra. You can see the starter assets here. And the things Gamma did do made the game so buggy that it crashed every minute. But it gets worse. The Rabbit team denied Gamma ever promised the carbon negative coin, which they repeatedly promised. They said, the coin you referred to never materialized, nor was it ever promised or delivered. Now, obviously, I thought I had a stroke. Here I was listening to Jesse promise it, but also he even put it in a video saying, explaining Gamma with our roadmap.
Ultimately, our efforts will lead to the Gamma token, the first ever carbon-negative cryptocurrency powered by our sun. Together, we will create a sustainable future for all life on the planet we call home. Join the Discord today and meet your fellow crew members. Gamma.
I don't know how they could have been more clear. I think it's amazing to have them say now, we never promised that, only to find a roadmap video with you promising, in big letters, carbon negative cryptocurrency. It's just gaslighting at this point to pretend otherwise.
And here's the thing, when CoffeeZilla puts out these projects, or puts out these videos, investors in these projects take notice. And more than one crypto bro or crypto company has gone down because of his work. Coffee does better investigative journalism than the majority of mainstream investigative journalists these days. So I imagine there's going to be a part 2 to the story before too long.
What is funny is that Rabbit also mentions clean energy initiatives they say they did, like reducing gas fees. But again, that's not what they promised. They promised a clean energy grid. Jesse also promised it on Discord. His post was in Chinese, but he's clearly talking about OpenSea transactions being used to buy land to build the clean energy grid, which is going to help mine Gamma coins, which is exactly what he said on Clubhouse. I mean, these people are contradicting themselves in multiple languages. So I'll let you decide at the end of the day if the Rabbit team is being honest here. Towards the end, they even tried to tell me that Gamma, in our opinion, and as stated in the fact sheet, has no connection with Rabbit. But the fact sheet they're talking about, they sent me in a document called Gamma Project Fact Sheet. You can't just declare your own facts when it's the same company who made both things, the Rabbit and the Gamma Project. How can you say there's no connection? But after realizing no accountability would be taken and no refunds would be given by this project, I began to feel bad for Gamma investors. It made me wonder, what else is this team hiding? Well, I decided to find out.
I don't know. Oops, there's gonna be part 2 to this. Oh, that was a great video. Chapters. That was a great video.